Good morning, Year 7. Welcome to another identity poem or poem that's loosely driven by identity. Before we get on to that one, can you do the do now? Make a list of people a list of why you think people would steal stuff. Today we're going to read and analyse a poem called Stealing by Carol Ann Duffy. So the title that goes into your books is Stealing by Carol Ann Duffy. And today you're going to need a pen in your book, a copy of the poem, which I would have attached to Classcharts, and some highlighters and some coloured pens. Okay, someone's been arrested for stealing, and this poem is them talking about it. These are the things that he stole. Why do you think he might have stolen them? This poem is written in the form of what's called a dramatic monologue. Well, that's a technical term, a dramatic monologue. It's a poem that is in the form of a speech. The speaker is talking to the reader. Write dramatic monologue into your book and write that definition down next to it. The speaker's talking to someone about why they steal things, probably the police or somebody, and as they talk they give away clues about their life, and it's up to us to sort of work out what type of a person they are and why they might be stealing. Okay, here it is then, Stealing by Carol Ann Duffy. The most unusual thing I ever stole, a snowman. Midnight. He looked magnificent, a tall, white mute beneath the winter moon. I wanted him, a mate with a mind as cold as the slice of ice within my own brain. I started with the head. Better off dead than giving in, not taking what you want. He weighed a ton. His torso, frozen stiff, hugged to my chest, a fierce chill piercing my gut. Part of the thrill was knowing that children would cry in the morning. Life's tough. Sometimes I steal things I don't need. I joyride cars to nowhere, break into houses just to have a look. I'm a mucky ghost, leave a mess, maybe pinch a camera. I watch my gloved hand twisting the doorknob. A stranger's bedroom, mirrors. I sigh like this. Ah. It took some time, reassembled in the yard. He didn't look the same. I took a run and booted him, again. My breath ripped out in rags. It seems daft now. Then I was standing alone among lumps of snow, sick of the world. Boredom. Mostly I'm so bored I could eat myself. One time I stole a guitar and thought I might learn to play. I nicked a bust of Shakespeare once, flogged it, but the snowman was the strangest. You don't understand a word I'm saying, do you? So after that reading, Year 7, why do you think the speaker destroys the snowman? What's his motivation for doing that? He steals it, doesn't he? Reassembles it in his own garden and then kicks it to pieces. Why does he do that? I mean, he's very bored and unhappy, I think is the message of the poem. That's why he did it. So now we're going to go through the poem in detail. Annotate the copy of your poem that is attached to Classcharts. You may have your own ideas, include them in your annotations. So any ideas if you only have about the poem that feed into the theme, or at the very least make sure you get down everything that we're going to go through now. Right, the most unusual thing I ever stole, a snowman, midnight. He looked magnificent, a tall white mute beneath the moon. I wanted him, a mate with a mind as cold as the slice of ice within my own brain. That is a simile to convey the idea that the speaker is cold-hearted. It suggests that he doesn't understand kind feelings and is mentally ill. So he's, a bit of a, he's got some problems, this chap. So annotate that, write that into your book, onto your poem. Okay, we've got a personification there. He weighed a ton, his torso frozen stiff. So highlight that, annotate your poem. And life's tough, the last two words of that stanza, it's like a statement. He doesn't mind these kids are going to cry in the morning. Life's tough, take that, it's a short sentence. It's like a statement emphasizing how difficult his life is. So annotate your own poems with those two. Onomatopoeia. Remember what that is? It's when a word sounds like, saying the word sounds like what it's describing. So R at the end there of that stanza. When he steals, he behaves as if he is acting and putting on a show. He poses in the mirror like a film star or a model. You know, he's a bit mad, this person, to be honest. Annotate the poem in the way that I've done there. Okay, booted him. It's an emotive word choice. Booted sounds more violent than kicked. And again, the repetition to emphasize the violence of his attack. The two one-word sentences also add to the violence because they give the impression that his kicking is deliberate. To get those annotations onto your poems. Boredom. The one-word sentence makes the word seem significant and important. Rhetorical question. You don't understand a word I'm saying to you. The reader is pulled into the narrative. Do we understand what the speaker is saying about his life? Positioning as the last line makes his question seem really important. Now, what sort of person is the speaker? So, see the question I've got for you there. Finish this sentence. The line, the slice of ice within my own brain, suggests that the speaker is what? What do you think? That tells us about the speaker. If they think they've got a slice of ice in their brain, not literally. Answer that for me, please. And the same here. Better off dead than giving in, not taking what you want. So finish this sentence. The line better off dead rather than giving in suggests that the speaker feels. Here's another one. The line I took a run and booted him reveals that the speaker feels what? So you could say the emotive word boot suggests that he's particularly angry or something. So just finish that sentence. Now here's a paragraph I've done. The line I took a run and booted him reveals that the speaker feels angry. The emotive verb booted suggests that his attack was really violent. Also, the repetition of again emphasises how brutal the attack was. It isn't just one kick. Furthermore, the use of single word sentences adds to the violence because it gives the reader the impression that the attack is controlled and deliberate. Just check off what I've used there. I've got a quotation. I've got some language analysis, which is just, you know, the A part of the Peel paragraph. Got some terminology. Talks about similes and emotive verb. And I've mentioned the effect that it would have on the reader. Now I want you to have a go. And this is the part I want you to upload onto Classcharts for me to have a look, please. Part of the thrill was knowing that children will cry in the morning. Life's tough. How is the speaker presented in this line? Refer to language and structure in your response. So have a go at that. Go back over the lesson if you need to and look at the different points we've done it. And on the slide just before this one, there's an example of how to do it. So good luck with that. Make sure you upload it onto Classcharts. I really like reading your work and handing out achievement points. So thank you, Year 7. I will speak to you tomorrow.